Parts and Service at LEM, and today we want to talk a little bit about sausage stuffers. At LEM we have two basic types of stuffers. The vertical stuffer, which will operate anywhere on a table, and then a horizontal stuffer, which has to sit on the edge because of the crank handle. Now, they both have their pluses and minuses. The vertical stuffers that we have are straight gear driven, and so in order to take the piston out, you have to crank a long time to take it out. Now going down, it doesn't make any difference because you're going to crank slow. The beauty of the horizontal stuffers is that they're two-speed. So I can crank very fast going in or out. It's primarily used for going out, or I can move the handle up and I have a 6-to-1 reduction in speed, and this helps greatly in stuffing. Now, what's really important when you're stuffing is that your O-ring or your gasket or whatever it is fits tightly into the cylinder. If it doesn't, meat will blow by and it just makes a big mess. We have two different types of O-rings here, gaskets. One is a straight O-ring. It's same size all the way around. And the other is more of a gasket where it has a flanged out area and then it fits in tightly. And these things can be kind of tough when you first put them on. But what I like to do, and it really helps to straighten them out, is just put a screwdriver through them and then run that screwdriver all the way around until it's all flat, and then just pull it out. And your piston is all set to go. Notice that the groove is toward the face of the piston. This groove will then expand as it goes down and trap the meat and push it through, and you won't get any meat blow by. Regardless of the type of gasket that you use on these machines, the gasket is going to form a very tight seal with that cylinder, and so particularly when it's dry, when you're putting it away, you need to lubricate that some so that it doesn't tear the gasket going down. Now we use the LEM silicone spray, and all you have to do is just spray a little bit around, maybe a little bit in the cylinder, and then that will crank down quite easily and not destroy the unit in any manner, shape, or form. Okay, two things are critical to stuffing sausage. One is the sausage itself. You have to add an ounce of water per pound of meat in order to make it flow nicely through these units. The other is an idea that we've been playing with here a little bit. Is the diameter of these cylinders compared to the size of the tube. If you take a diameter here that's over 8.5 inches and try to put it through a little tube like that to make the dreaded snack stick, it's not going to work. You simply cannot force that meat through a small tube like this with a large diameter opening like that. If you use a smaller diameter cylinder, then you can do that. We're working on quantitating this. Right now it's in its primitive stages, but you have to be very, very careful of the size of the tube that you use for the size of the stuffer that you're using. Now, the importance of the size of the tube and the size of the diameter of the cylinder is illustrated with this unit here. I don't know how this guy did this, but you can see this unit, this 3/4 inch rod is actually bent at an angle. He obviously had meat in there that was older. It's pretty critical that you stuff these things fast, and he had too small of a tube on it, and he simply just bent this machine to where it's just non-functional. And you can do this to any stuffer. if you try to put too small of a tube on too big of a stuffer. Welcome back to the garage. Today we talked a little bit about stuffers. I'll tell you that in one of my tech talks or on the blog in the near future, you're going to see some of these numbers that I'm talking about on diameters of the cylinders and diameters of the tubes. But for now, we're going to sign off. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on a future video.